light. Wait for the light. There it is. There it is.
Here we are. Here you are.
Hello, internet friends. I am Ryan.
I'm Kai.
And this is Demos in the Dark Live. Holy smokes!
Wow.
Holy smokes! There's
Wow.
already a bunch of comments.
Look at this.
Wow.
This might be the most exciting one we've ever had. That's what it seems like.
Well, this is. I mean, this. I feel like Emily and Russ are like the most famous people we've had on the show.
Yeah.
So, like that's great. Well, we're glad you're here. We usually talk shit for a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
We have a pug puppy here.
Yep.
This is my pug puppy Leo. This is the first time he's been calm all day long.
Mm-hmm. I'm very soothing.
Yeah. And
what else? Oh, we found out we went to the same elementary school.
That's weird.
Neat.
That was weird.
That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah. So we're coming up on the end of the year here, and I think these last three, this one included, are going to be some of the best we do.
Oh yeah.
So
I'm going to be terrible, but the guests are going to be amazing.
So tonight we have a very exciting one. We have Emily Hopkins, the harpist, along with Russ, who you usually just see his hands. So we're going to see more of him, and we're going to hear Russ speak words. So that'll be fun. And then next week we have Richard Fortis of a little band called Guns N' Roses.
Both of them.
He will be here, and that'll be exciting. And then to close out the year in December, we have Mr. David Torn, played with some no-names like David Bowie and such. Yep. So,
boring.
So that's gonna be good, but none of that can happen without this.
Have you been practicing?
No, I haven't been practicing, but it's almost like I have been.
That was unbelievable.
All right, so I think without further ado, we should bring on our guests here, Emily and Russ.
Hey! The dozens are here for you, as you can hear them.
Oh, let me.
You haven't unmuted them.
I haven't unmuted
something.
them. Hold on. Hey!
Hey, what's up?
Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
We forgot to announce our sponsor for this show.
Yes.
We'll wait. It's okay.
It is. I just got a thumbs down.
Because of the muting.
Man.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that was our sponsor. We just lost him.
Yeah. Our sponsor tonight is NASA.
Love it.
It was our idea to knock the asteroid off course.
Yep. We did it. Personally.
Our idea. All right. Well, guys, how are you?
Good.
We
got our coffee.
My coffee.
Yeah. Just coffee in 2 seconds.
I don't know.
Yeah. Russ claimed earlier that coffee doesn't work for him.
And
needs something harder.
It's probably best you don't, take a toozy in the middle of the show. So maybe coffee's good. Maybe no coffee's good.
Oh no, I gotta
lock up the bowels a little bit.
Right here.
Oh, great. This will be fun.
Are you one of those who can you can go slam like a Rockstar Red Bull or something like that, and you like 2 or 3 of them, and then fall asleep no problem?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine. We keep everything in the studio here, including the piss bucket. So if he ever has to go,
smart.
There's no reason for him to
leave. Are you serious? You have a piss bucket in there.
Show us the chamber pot. Show us the chamber pot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. You guys seem pretty dedicated.
Yeah. From what we saw from the studio tour, the whole life is
everything.
Yeah.
So you know, this is fun because this is the first time that I have spoken with Russ, so that's really exciting. Emily, you and I have been pals for a little while. What was great about, what I think was fun about when you and I got in contact was it was just a little bit before you did the distortion pedal.
I was gonna say right before, the Nepenthes video.
Was it the this?
That was right before our little viral
Yeah.
video, Nepenthes. Yeah.
And so, I mean, so I got to watch, like, in real time.
My anxiety just spike up.
Oh
I'm
my gosh! Like, I mean, like, you know, it was just like every day it was like there was like some new development, and like you guys were growing by like tens of thousands of subscribers. Like,
it happened so
daily.
fast. Yeah. I remember we were like sitting in the diner, like in the early days when it first started going viral, and we got breakfast, and then after I was like, I think we just gained like 500 subs while we were at the diner. Like, it was just growing so quickly.
It was kind of crazy.
It was, and all the comments, like, I could not keep up. I tried my best because I love to answer everybody on my channel.
Yeah.
But it just, they were coming in so fast.
Yeah.
Man.
Also, I just spilled coffee on myself.
And like, and it's still like, you have to still be adjusting to this, because I mean, it was just kind of like I mean, like, you guys like went fucking Billie Eilish on it.
Yeah, I think what number were we at when it came out?
We were at like 15K subs.
We had that many?
And now we're almost at 60. We were 13 or 14 or something.
Probably around the 13, 14 range. And then, like, the video just kept growing, and we couldn't believe, like, we just couldn't keep up. Like, it was just, we're like, is it going to hit 100K? And they were like, is it going to hit 200K? And then, like, we're like, what if it gets to 500K? And then it just kept going. Once it hit a milli, I was like, I need to, like.
It's so interesting, like, the psychological effect that it has, especially not so much on me because I wasn't really in the video.
Yeah, for me.
But
on your hands.
Yeah.
My question
for Russ:
do you get a lot of hand modeling gigs in public?
Yeah. Do your beautiful fingers get recognized?
Russ hands over the credit card, and somebody's like, "I know you."
Hold on.
I recognize that.
Grabs the hand.
Yeah.
You're the third hand in that video. A lot of people commented.
I had to lay
too.
on the floor and hit your.
That was
string.
so good.
Yeah.
It was so worth it. He was laying on the floor because I am like total shit at using a guitar pick, and we needed it for that part because I wanted that sound. So I'm like, Russ, like, can you just like strum this with a pick? And he laid on the floor. Like, that's such dedication. That's so nice. But yeah, like the what you were saying, like the
psychological effect.
Like, I kind of spent that week that we went viral, like, a lot of the time in like fetal position, like in my bed, like with blankets all around me. Like, I'm like, oh my God, my phone's blowing up like crazy with comments. I had to turn notifications off for a little bit, and I felt bad because I want to answer everybody, but like, just couldn't keep. It was like
some people were pretty mean.
Oh yeah, some people were mean too. So they don't get a comment.
Read them.
Yeah. Well, you know, and so that's funny because the thing that led me to reach out to you and be like, I love what you're doing, and you know, was actually the video that you did. It was before the huge explosion, and it was the one where you put on the green screen suit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember. So
I haven't seen this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'm not cool enough to know you from the before times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's all right. You can always rewatch it later.
Thank
it's still
you.
there.
Yeah. So she goes through a series of just really not nice comments, right? And and she kind of answers them all by giving them what they want. and some of them were about her looks.
Lovely.
And so she puts on a head to toe green screen suit and was like, now you can make me whatever you want.
I should have wore it today. Honestly.
I mean, like, and when I saw that, hey, Brendan is here.
Hello.
When I saw that, I mean, there's no smarter or funnier way to attack dogs like you did. And
Has anyone taken you up on that? Have there been any remakes?
We're overdue for a remake of that video because there have been so many. Like back when I filmed that video, I was like, someone saying my hand gestures are weird and I'm mad about it. And I was like, that was like the meanest comment I got.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like,
Yeah,
oof.
now
We gotta do like
pretty bad. We
now
read
we
one
gotta
the
do a
other
remake
day.
where I'm
yeah.
like, I need like a sword or something. Like I need to like get really. Like, we need to have like fire in the video or something.
There was a Reddit
yeah.
thread the other day.
Is this the one
on the Guitar Pedals Reddit? That was yeah, and it was just, and a lot of it was like
boring shill now.
Yeah, we did a JHS pedal, and I'm like, now you're just a boring shill.
You sold out.
Yeah, like you. Like now, what they say? Like it seems less genuine now. I'm like, I've always been putting on silly costumes though, like since the beginning. Like but that one was good because they put on the wig too. A lot of it was appearance based. Like they're like, hate your short hair. So I had like a long, like obnoxious blonde wig, and I was like, you like it? I don't know. Like I was like, all right, due to popular demand.
I want like the green screen suit though, and you're like Gumby's horse playing the harp or something like that. That's what I'm looking for. Like, now you can make me whoever you want. And the guy's like, yeah, how about a bunch of Smurfs in a trench coat? That's what I was looking for.
We definitely need to bring that back. Yeah, we're overdue.
Yeah. So how do you deal with that? Like, how do you, because I mean, it's like you get an influx of views, and you're obviously going to get an influx of comments. And with those comments, the percentage of just really vile ones, I mean, the percentage is probably going to stay the same, but 2% of, 1,000 comments is very different than 2% of 10 comments.
That's exactly what he says all the time. But like, it doesn't, I mean, it helps like reminding myself that like, it's the same percentage of people that come to the channel and say mean things. But the
frequency of now that there's more of them,
and they're coming in more often, and like also I think it's hard because like people say like, oh, just don't let it bother you, just ignore them. But like I take things like kind of personally, so like I'm not really tough.
She actively looks.
No,
for it
I don't
sometimes.
look for it sometimes. No, I'm just like I just don't have like that like hard shell that I think I need. Like I don't have tough skin. Like someone's like, I don't like how you look, and I'm like, why? Why not? Like I want to be.
I showered today.
Yeah.
It's a new hairstyle.
Yeah.
But
sometimes we always try to take a step back. Like it's always initially like, oh my god, and then we try to take a step back and say, it's exactly what happened with that green screen suit video where we were like, okay, like let's take a step back and how can we be constructive about this or turn it into something fun.
I also focus on like for as many mean comments that I get like 5 times really nice ones. So that like it kind of seems like cheesy to say, but like I really do focus on the positive ones instead.
Yeah.
And then I like also picture like the mean people who comment just like the meanest like people I wouldn't trust.
It's the same guy just making all these different accounts.
Yeah, it's probably just the same guy.
Yeah. Have you? I don't watch a lot of South Park, and by that I mean none. But I was in a hotel room one night, and I happened to catch the one where like one of their dads like was an internet troll, and it was a very funny episode that I think.
It's so funny you bring that up because I always picture the guy from the Warcraft episode of South Park. The guy at his computer.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you for doing it. I was gonna do it, but I'm glad you did with his neck sucked in and he's on the computer. Yeah.
That's the main guy. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was like whichever dad has like the mustache.
Randy Marsh.
Yeah. His dad.
Big secret. He's also Lord. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's an episode where they find out that he is pop star Lord.
Cool. Yep. She's back.
That's probably one of the best ones, I think.
Oh, it's so great.
Well, good. I mean, you can, I've wondered if, some of those really like huge channels, like if they even read comments.
That's what I want to know that too. Like, I want to know like the big YouTube channels, like one, does it affect them? And 2, do they answer the comments?
Do you know there's a filter that you can put on, you probably do. But there's a filter you can put on the comment, what they actually show you and what you get notified of, and you can set a subscriber count level. So you could say that if someone is commenting and they don't have, at least 1,000 subscribers, you're not gonna know about it. It's gonna it'll go up, but you're not gonna know about it.
Mm-hmm.
I would feel bad about the person that's just starting their gardening channel and they only have 200 subs and I want to know what they are writing. I'd feel bad that I
mean,
I feel so bad.
I'm
but
just.
That's an option. Yeah.
Be better at gardening.
And speaking of trolls,
That's it.
William.
Sorry, I'm the guy on your channel.
Yeah.
I'm also going. You're the only one with more than 10 subscribers. I just go around and troll all the tiny accounts. It's more my thing.
I mean, you're kind of my filter too. I mean, Russ. A lot of the time, Russ, we both read the comments. So if there's a particularly mean one, I'll just tell Russ just delete. Don't tell me about it. If it's too mean, sometimes I can take it, but if it's really mean, I'm just just get it out of there.
Yeah.
I'm just give me the gist of what they were is it an appearance comment? Is it a criticism of my playing? You kind of he gives me the Spark Note version of the mean comment and then gets rid of it.
Good suggestion here. You can ban certain words to prevent hate on your channel. I didn't know that.
We banned piss or something. Didn't we ban piss and shit? I think someone get flagged.
I think YouTube automatically filters out some words.
You should
but we can.
You should just filter out the word harp and see what happens.
Yeah.
Nobody can talk about the harp anymore.
This is a makeup channel only now. It's been a great run.
Sometimes we talk about just doing a 180 and just doing something completely different.
I think about that so much, a makeup review, a foundation review or something.
Just a review, not even a tutorial, just holding it.
My family is probably more active on YouTube than I am, which is weird. And my wife watches makeup videos and stuff like that, and she loves them. And I look at how many subscribers they have, and how many one of them has her own television show now as a result.
Yeah.
And, all this other stuff, and it's geez, this is crazy. And my kid, my 5-year-old, he watches toy demos, which is a monster market.
I didn't even know about toy demos.
Yeah,
I knew about makeup
and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, unboxings. Okay.
Yeah, if you look up somebody just for fun, shit. There's that one dude who I don't even remember what his name is. I think his name's Ryan. He's got his own line of toys now and stuff like that. He's just a cute little kid. He was just a toy reviewer, and then some toy company was like, "Hey, we want to give you your own line of toys." So
I wish I could do that. I want to do that.
I have to put this up just because. Ryan, are you going to do a makeup review? Because I can't believe your good looks are natural. Yes, you're always good for that. You are always good for that.
You just woke your dog up. He's sleeping so peacefully. It's okay. You'll have your own YouTube channel.
Hard to contour. I'll just put that out there. I've tried with the contour stick, and it's make your nose look thinner, and I'm make your eyebrows more defined. I follow the tutorials to a T, and they're I have a lot of respect for makeup channels because that shit is hard. You do your neck, and it's I just gave up. I can't do it. That's why they have so many subs. Because
Russ's hands look amazing. I have to believe there's some contouring going on.
She does them.
There.
She contours
I contour his fingers. Yeah. Sometimes when you do the demos, you're my finger. Sometimes you have a cut on your finger, this is a thing. I'm oh, your fingers are less than perfect.
Do you know, if I'm out, working in the yard or something like that, and I get a bunch of dirt under my fingernails and stuff like that, I'll think twice about it. I'll think twice about filming the video.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes, or you never notice, but I notice. I'm looking a little dirty there.
Hey.
Yeah.
Just sometimes, but no one cares. It's
I'm
fine.
out in the yard.
Well, I don't even have nails. You're out in the yard. He's starting a gardening channel for YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
In Long Island. Perfect.
Absolutely not.
Top earner on YouTube is a kid who does toy unboxings.
Yep.
So
there are also great channels. Some of my favorites are people watching Twitch streamers. putting that on YouTube.
Yeah.
Wait.
You heard me. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I love those reaction videos too, where people are like watching a YouTube video for the first time and they're
Yes.
reacting. I'm like, what? Like, and they have like millions of views.
I know. It's unbelievable. You need to do reaction to video videos.
When does it end?
Yes.
So Travis brings up an interesting question here. I imagine.
Oh my God,
we love Travis.
Hi, Travis.
Yeah, Travis is one.
Well, it's very mean, so buckle up.
Travis is one. I'm guessing Travis is one of yours. He asked if anyone has said hi to Emily's shirt yet, and that's because Travis doesn't know.
Ayo.
Oh.
He does not know.
Should we tell him?
But that's okay. Yeah, you guys should tell him.
Travis, that is a Demos in the Dark t-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
They are available for sale on our website. If you do decide to familiarize yourself with Demos in the Dark more, that is how we begin every show.
Yep. For what we're trying to say is, for a small fee, you too could be our internet friend.
Yeah.
You can look as fresh as this.
Nothing's free these days.
Yep.
And that was like, have you struggled with how to do you feel weird addressing a camera, and do you sometimes struggle with how to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's 110%. Yeah. Like this time last year, we were filming like a silly video, like one that was so much fun, and like right before we started, like all day I was like, can't wait to film. It's gonna be so fun. And then you're like, okay, he hits the record button, and I'm like, and I like did not know what to do. I was like, okay, oh, we're starting now, and I got like flustered. I had a panic attack. I was like I was so unprepared for it, and it just came out of nowhere. Like I just like there's something about that camera that like freaks me out sometimes. It's like so dark, and you're like staring at right in its little eye. It's like so weird. Like
it's like
you know
how
what I mean?
There was a big transition from when from when Em started to just talk on the channel, like just
you can probably
instead
tell
of just playing harp.
if you go back and you can see like there's a lot of videos where I'm not like comfortable at all. Well, the performance anxiety one, that took 3 days for me to film. Like every day I set the camera up and I like tried to talk, my mouth got like super dry, I was like I couldn't talk, tried it again the next day, like was all over the place. Like it took me a long time to get comfortable in front of it.
Was the video about performance anxiety?
Yeah, and I was like, I'm
think
filming
that would
this
have been
as a
perfect.
test.
Just let her rip. That's amazing.
And I'm like sweating on camera. I'm like, I'm nervous.
We're gonna do a makeup tutorial today if it'll stay on.
I'm gonna show you how to contour your fingers and your face. Yeah, it was a learning process to get comfortable, and I'm way more comfortable than I was, but
sometimes
still, still.
Do you have any tools that you use in those moments? Because obviously, just time and familiarity helps. But then also, I would like, if you have a moment where you're like, ah, shit, are there ways that you psych yourself up? I'm sure some people would be curious about those. I
mean, I just usually take a break. Like if I'm struggling with something, like I step away from it for a second, and I just keep reminding myself, like I want to communicate like how I feel in an accurate way to my audience. Like I don't want everything to be like, hello and welcome to the, like I don't want it to be robotic. So like I remind myself that there's like actual humans on the end of that like tiny scary black camera eye that's looking at me. So I'm like, oh, this is like my friends and people I care about are going to see this video. So like I want to make it the best it can be. So, and also like we take a couple takes until it, I get more comfortable with it. But like once I lock it in, once I get comfortable with it,
you just gotta get going.
You just gotta get started.
It's like most things for us, at least. It's really about just kind of throwing yourself in and getting started, no matter what it is. And then once it gets rolling, you just fly through it. I mean, I've always said the hardest part about going to the gym is actually just getting in your car and getting to the gym.
Yeah,
it's just getting started. So a lot of the times, like you can't really psych yourself up. You just got to dive in and then start. And if you suck, you just
but and some days are harder than others. But you just gotta kind of fight through it sometimes.
That makes all the sense in the world to me.
Especially because both of us are so frail from never going to the gym.
Yes.
Same.
Same.
So, we got a lot of comments about the fart pedal.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh god. We're still getting comments.
I know, I love it. It's so much fun.
So where'd she go? All right, His Quiet is here.
Hello.
Incredible musician and Instagrammer. Here's a great question. Emily, who are your musical influences, and what did you listen to growing up?
Okay, so So growing up, this question is so hard because I listen to like the worst shit. Like I listen to stuff that like when I put it on, Russ is like, "What are you listening to?"
When
like,
we first started dating,
I was so excited to show him all my music.
You don't like Puddle of Mud? Who doesn't like Puddle of Mud?
It's like this. I remember like the first couple of things she showed me
cause...
was like this really obscure kind of like poor production electronic emo music that's like bad on purpose. But
I
like...
love it when it's bad on purpose. Yeah, like if like the worse quality it is, the more I like it almost. Like if it sounds like it was recorded to like a garbage can, I'm like, yes, I love this shit. Like but I don't know why.
You know, and it really goes to show that like sometimes production quality isn't everything, you know.
Yeah,
but,
and you didn't even like that song called Life Without
Guided by Voices, like, you know, like they did their, you know, most of their records like in their freaking garage, and then they did, you know, the one with, I think it was Do the Collapse with Rico Kasich, you know, and the quality was perfect, and people were like,
yeah, it's so funny because like I also like singers who are not good at singing, like right, like every time I show them a song, like it's like singers who like are either like speaking
John
or
Mayer.
like
John, come on the show. We'll roast you.
Yeah,
like emo music, like that's like more like
Neil
like
Young.
there's like out of key, out of pitch vocals that it's like
what's his face? The guy from Nebraska.
Sleep Study.
Shut up. The guy from Connor Oberst, where he would like he'd do like one take that was on, and then he'd do one take that was just slightly flat, and then you put them both together.
Yeah.
And people are like, "This is amazing," and I was like, "No, it's not. There's just doubled, and one of them slightly flat."
It's chorus.
The Shags. Like... Oh, all right.
Yeah, the Shags. Yeah. Oh my god, the Shags. Remember I told you about them?
Yeah.
So good.
I'm sorry. Do you like the Shags, Emily?
I mean, no, I haven't really listened to their music, but I read this book that they were featured in, and I was like, that's fucking cool. Like that's really cool about their story, like that they just did music. I mean, it's not cool that their dad kind of forced them into it, but like the fact that they just like played whatever and like people loved it, that's cool.
The problem I run into with Shags is that nobody wants to admit what it is, which is not very good. Nobody wants, cool, but nobody wants to admit that. So, and I'll talk to, you know, I went to music school, so I talked to people who talked about stuff like they knew what they were talking about without knowing what they were talking about.
Oh, I love that.
It's thrilling.
But
anyway, welcome to YouTube.
Yeah. But, you know, you'd get people who would be like, oh, the polyrhythms in the, you know, in My Pal Foot are, you know, and you're like, no, they're not, there are no polyrhythms.
Transcribe them and then let's talk.
Yeah, that is, which somebody had to do when they played Jeff Tweedy's festival in Chicago.
Oh.
They had a band play behind the Shags, and they played that record note for freaking note.
Oh my god.
I have goosebumps thinking about that, and I don't know what kind they are. I don't like it.
I can't even fathom what those charts must have looked like.
No.
And it had to have had tempo changes and all kinds of... I mean, it must have just been crazy. Anyway, how did you... Okay, 2 questions. I have 2 questions that are kind of related. How did you get... How long have you guys been... You guys are a couple. You're not roommates.
Yes. Yes, couple. Yep.
We'd
be the worst roommates.
You heard it here first.
How long have you guys been together? Seems like a while.
Just about 3 years, I think. Yeah. Give or take.
Oh my gosh! Megan L is here.
Hello, Megan L.
She's one of the better. So you guys have been and who like when you guys come up with some of the concepts, because like this channel is very dumb and not creative compared to yours.
Wow,
Not
thank you
true.
so much.
That's not true.
That
No,
really-
no.
When it, I mean, no, it's like I get a piece of gear in and I show you how it works, and then a couple times a month we have a live show.
Where
That's pretty much it.
The only reason I'm here is because I am dumb. That's it.
I know Frank Zappa was a fan of the Shags. I think that we'll put this up here. So I think, just as long as we can go back to this, I think that Frank Zappa saying that the Shags were better than the Beatles was more about Frank's opinion of the Beatles than Frank's opinion of the Shags.
The Beatles. I hate the Beatles.
Okay,
Wow!
okay. You just said that. I know this is going to cause a lot of comments.
Sorry.
now.
Ryan needs an inhaler or some Ovaltine or something.
It's okay.
He
we can
feels
get
very
past it.
strongly about the Beatles.
It's deeply rooted in some Beatles related trauma I had in high school. I'm not going to get into it, but
Yeah, we don't want to mess with trauma.
Yeah.
no, please.
Especially
You're gonna get me
of the
home.
Beatles,
yeah.
really.
For those of you watching, if you didn't know Paul McCartney was in a band before Wings, this is a safe place as well. It's okay. We just want you to know you're not alone.
Just to let you know how big I am in taking this at stride. I was married in a replica of the Sullivan suit. The previous pugs that we had, Ringo and Starkey, which they're both named after the same.
The best Beatle.
My child is named Harrison Paul.
Yeah, so you're never being
Okay.
invited on
All
here
right.
again. ever.
Ryan and
I
I,
can't go.
Ryan and I met doing a George Harrison.
We
tribute.
did. That was how we met. But
God.
I know, it's very cute.
but he was late.
I was late for rehearsal.
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay.
And I was just the acoustic
We've
guitar
been
player.
together for like 3 years now.
We
too.
have.
Oh,
Oh.
guys.
Yeah.
So anyway, back to what I was saying. So you guys, you cover a wide range of things, and you have sticks that are very funny, and you have concepts that are very funny, and it's not just like it is. Like with you, it's like if you subscribe to your guys' channel, I feel like you are subscribing to a varied entertainment source. Like it is a source for entertainment, and while you may like some of it, you may not like other stuff, but it is a wide variety of entertainment where, this channel is very specific. Like you have to be a gear nerd and you have to want to purchase this thing and you're interested in it. And if you're not, then this is going to be boring as sin for you. Sin's not boring though.
Oh, it's very nice.
It's very exciting.
Mhm.
And you guys have these concepts and things like that. And so do you guys sit down and brainstorm this? Like and how can you have how does your working relationship work in terms with your domestic relationship, in terms of like, are you like lying in bed trying to fall asleep and Russ is like, man, we really should have taken a different angle on that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I was gonna
That's
say
exactly
that's
what
exactly what happens. Like we'll just be out somewhere random, like getting dinner, and he'd be like, "You know what would be a good idea for the video?" And like I'll be like, "What?" Or like I'll think of something like in the most random time. I'll be like, "You know what we should do?" Like the octopus
think-
thing. We were
so
sitting on the couch.
I think the biggest thing about our dynamic, at least kind of coming up with some of the ideas and concepts, is that I think the biggest strength that we have is that we're able to, like, there's two of us and we bounce off each other. So I'll say something and it's kind of like stupid, might
But then
not
I'll
work.
like fix it.
And then
like,
she,
I'm just kidding.
and she'll add something to it, and then I'll add, and we bounce back and forth, and then we come up with whatever it is. And sometimes it's a blur. Sometimes we're just like laying around and just like, hey, wouldn't this be funny? And we just start dying laughing.
I think when we came up with the octopus idea, we were on Reverb, like looking for pedals to buy.
Yeah.
And I think probably the tentacle showed up, and I don't remember. I think it was probably you. Like he says the idea to make me laugh. Like he's like, you know what we should do? And then like we were almost like we were basically crying laughing when he brought up the idea. Like he's like, what if we got an octopus costume and you try like and we
Or
tried
I
eight of
said,
it, or, like,
what if we bought 8 of these and just
And
you
I
know,
think
and then you were
someone
like,
suggested the octopus thing, and then
Yeah.
we were just like hysterically laughing. Like, I think we bring up ideas to make the other person laugh first,
Yeah.
and then we go, no, we couldn't do that, and then we go, wait, but what if we did? Like,
Right.
what if we did make a video?
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
sometimes it comes from like, you know, what's the best light we can show this pedal in, if it's a pedal thing we're doing.
Mhm.
You know, like, or like, especially like we're a channel that doesn't exclusively do new releases too, so it's not always about, you know, what's just kind of coming out, and there might be a pedal we do that's like almost 10 years old, so it's kind of like, how can we make this new in a way, or exciting enough for someone
You're
to
like, let's play it on harp.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, we don't
Next.
know what it sounds like on harp,
Yeah.
so that's like the thing.
Yeah.
Beautiful comment here. I went out and bought a cat piano and used it on a show because of you guys.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Every time we're in Target now, we pass that aisle,
Yeah.
the kids aisle, and we see that cat piano. It just makes us laugh so hard. Like,
Yeah,
I love that
it's
cat
great.
keyboard.
It's
Yeah.
great.
So much fun.
Who does your editing?
We both
We
do.
both do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like
It's a mix. It
it's a
depends
yeah,
on
it
who's
depends
free.
on what video. Yeah, it depends
what
on who's free
video.
and what video it is.
Yeah.
I was picturing
I,
like a Patrick Swayze and Ghost type thing when you said we both do it. So that makes a lot more sense. That's good.
That's amazing.
Sometimes it'll be like Emma will do the like the broad stroke, just kind of getting everything
Like
in
the
there and
preliminary
starting
stuff.
it, and then I'll get in there and kind of get more detailed with like the zoom ins and like
He does the
cuts.
best zoom ins, so I leave that to him. Like you do like the funny zoom ins on my like dumb expressions, and he'll do an edit and he'll be like, "Can we keep that?" I'm like, "Yeah, oh my god, keep that." Like the worse I look on video, like the more it makes me laugh. I'm like, "Oh my god, please put that stupid face in." I love that.
Well,
like,
so
you do the
I
best edit.
love that in contrast with the hater comments.
yeah.
You're like, just I can't look at those comments where they say I look weird, but where I look weird, zoom in.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel, because I don't care, because the people who like get the
Yeah.
channel like get me and get like they get the vibe we're going for. Like, we don't take ourselves seriously
For sure.
except when we do. Like, we
Yeah.
do take ourselves seriously with the music quality, but like the silly stuff, like the random videos that we do, like we like that's just us
I love
Yeah.
going out. Like, we're basically shit posters.
Yeah. And I think the reason that I was asking who does your editing is because I feel like you guys have figured out your face, Emily, will say more than anything else. And and there are times when there's no, like, there will be segments where there's no dialogue or no anything, and it's just your facial expressions. You know, like, and I'm like, it's brilliant, and it is. I mean, I think the channel is successful for a whole variety of reasons. You know, first of which being that you are you're an incredible musician.
Thank you so much.
And you guys come up with Russ. You are as well. You're a great bass player. I've heard.
Thank you.
Russ, you are also here.
I'm sorry. I don't. Yeah, I don't. I don't want to leave you out of this.
No, it's all right.
No, it's okay.
But and then this content kind of brainstorming that you guys do, and these great ideas that you guys come up with. But then also I think that, and I know just from knowing you that, you know, and you went through a whole segment here talking about how nervous you can be with this whole process, but you through your facial expressions and how you guys capture the facial expressions, you know, you do come off feeling like it feels just very real, and it feels very transparent and very what's the word? Authentic. Authentic is the word I'm looking for, and authenticity, I think, is the thing that everybody's looking for right now.
That's our goal with the channel.
Yeah.
Like, and I really always wanted to see harpists, especially musicians and harpists in general, like, just be themselves above anything else. Like, there's so many harpists, like, because I mean, I'm saying
There's a
harpists
lot of
because,
stereotypes about harps
Yeah.
in general and harpists and the attitude around the instrument, and I think
and it seems like, I mean, a lot of the time it is like a video, like if you're watching a harpist like perform, it's a stereotype, but a lot of times it does like fall into like the ball gown, the beautiful gold harp. You know, they're on a beach somewhere, like
Or they're in the woods
audio
with
is
elf
poorly
ears.
synced. Yeah, they're in the woods, like playing, and like it's bad synced audio, and like it's like you know, it's really beautiful. But like also, I wanted to know that there are people like me out there who are just like, I play harp. Like
it's kind of
it's cool.
important to us to make it more approachable as an instrument because it's so uncommon.
A lot of people have said that, like, because I meet with wedding clients too for wedding gigs, and before I meet with them, someone admitted they were like, we were kind of nervous to meet with you because we thought all harpists were stuck up.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's a common misconception. And also, like, I am not stuck up. Like, I'm like, come into my house. You guys want some snacks? You want some coffee? Like, you want to play the harp? Like, I always invite people.
Dog?
Yeah, play with my dog. Say hi to Kevin. Like, I never, like, I kind of like business-like a little bit. I'm like, hello, welcome. But, like, I don't, like, pretend to be this, like, I am a harpist and I'm above you. Like,
but another thing, too, with us is that not only with, like, the kind of, like, visual or like personality stereotypes of the harp, there's a lot of like harp is seen as like an exclusively kind of classical thing or kind of like on a pedestal.
Like you can't get into harp because of XYZ. Like no, anyone can play harp.
Well,
it's really cool.
I would push back on that a little bit. And that would be the price for entry with harp, the literal monetary price for entry with harp is a bit bigger of a hurdle.
That is true, but I mean, my lever harp was $3,500, and the same models of harp, like lever harp, which is just for beginners. It could be for beginners or for advanced students. You can get one for what, $2,000?
Yeah, and you can also
$1,500. I mean, it's like guitar prices,
like higher range guitar,
or any sort of. A lot of what you're saying is resonating with me. I started as a classical viola player, and there's so much of the what I love about your channel is exactly what you said about kind of liberating the harp from all of its confines. But you're kind of doing that for all sorts of classical musicians too, because you grow up with like there's one way to play and there's one technique and there's one there's like one way to hold your bow for me, or like everyone's bows have to be going the same direction or whatever, or you have to like use this fingering for this passage or whatever. And to see someone just be like, nope, fuck it, it's all fair game is so great. And like so I just want to validate that what you are doing for harpists, you did for me as well. Not that I play viola anymore, but like just.
But now he's thinking about picking it back up again.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Yeah, please do. That's amazing. I resonate with that too. Like exactly what you said. Like I wanted to see people doing different things, and I struggled with that for a long time. Like I had this idea, especially growing up and like going to music school. Like I had this idea of like Emily Hopkins, harpist. Like I was like, man, like how am I gonna live up to like, you know, like what am I gonna go to conservatory? Am I gonna play in a philharmonic? Like I struggled, like what do I do with the harp? You know, like when I graduate college, like what am I gonna do to continue this and to not like, do I have to be so proper all the time? Like because all the harpists I was around at the time, you know, were very, very serious about the harp. They were playing in orchestras.
They would not be playing a fart pedal.
No. Incredible posture, though. Incredible posture.
I love that fart pedal. It's so good.
That's probably one of the funnest. That's probably the funnest time we ever had.
I had no idea though that you were going to do that because we backed it on the Kickstarter. So the Kickstarter wasn't finished at the time that we filmed that video. So I had no idea that you even had it.
I don't know. And I never do this. I reached out to the guy. It's never me. I reached out to the guy. I sent him the video that we had of the placebo pedal that does absolutely nothing. Yeah. And I kind of, said, hey, it would be really cool if we could surprise her with it. So cool. And he was all about it. Didn't even check my credentials or anything.
This is what we're laughing about. Like if he wanted, like he didn't check. Like, who you were. He could have been lying.
Yeah.
He could have just been like, yeah, I help Emily with her videos. Like he's awesome.
He was really great, and he sent us a blank one, and a real one, and it was. I've never had so much fun.
I don't know why you turned the amp up so loud though. It scared the shit out of me. That was a real jump.
That's what the fart pedal is supposed to do.
Yeah. It was up like to like 11.
We couldn't test it out beforehand.
Oh yeah,
volume
you couldn't sound check.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. We saved the last. We're in the last 15 minutes. Can you believe
Wow.
it? We usually save the last 15 minutes for questions, and I see a few that have piled up here, so we'll get to those in a minute. But so your day gig, Emily, and is you do weddings and events and things like that, and you have shared a few horror stories from that line of work. And I'm wondering if you would feel comfortable sharing one of those horror stories for us to all enjoy now.
Specifically, let's see. What do you have any that come to mind?
We don't have to dox anybody unless you want to.
No.
Okay.
I mean,
names.
I could tell you. I once did a street fair gig in Manhattan, and I was like one of the featured performers for the street fair gig, and it was outdoors. It was in like May, and I was outside. I set everything up. I was on this like tiny little stage, so I got my harp up there. I was all set up, and it was extremely windy that day. And I had like my little binder clips, my plastic binder clips, and I was all set up. And while I was playing, oh my god, it was so. This is the most embarrassing gig story ever. A huge gust of wind just knocked my music stand over, and at the time, this was before I went digital. I had a big binder of music, and it hit the ground and literally like exploded. Like the binder rings all popped open, and I don't know why I had so many songs in there. Like I brought everything. Like I brought every single song I ever played, and it all exploded and flew down the street. Now everyone started screaming because it's like papers are flying everywhere, and I put the harp down and got up to go get my book, but I forgot that my harp was plugged into my amp. So I tripped over the wire, fell off the stage, like everything went wrong, and I was like so embarrassed. As soon as I got all the pages back, I was like, I'm packing up early. I can't.
I think you earned it.
Don't hold back from that. Like that was a clown moment. That was so embarrassing.
Yeah.
But now I have my iPad, so I never have to worry about the wind anymore, which is it's been a game changer.
And the harp is wireless, so nothing to trip over.
Yeah, well, it still has a wire, but I'm just more careful now.
Yeah.
You and I share a really weird thing, and it's that you and I have both had to gig the night that our dogs have died.
Yes. Yeah, that was rough. But like, and you know what was crazy about that is that I
also did too, actually.
What, you gigged
when my dog Louie
really
died. Yeah.
How'd you look? Were your eyes red?
Yeah.
That I just embraced it. I just put a little extra makeup on. I followed the tutorial to how to hide red eyes. But yeah, when that happened, like we buried Toby, my dog of like 17 years, and then it was like 2 hours before I was supposed to be at the venue, and I was like, all right, well, gotta gather it all up, gather all the strength up. And the couple that I worked for that night, like one of the most amazing and sweetest couples that I've ever worked with. So I was genuinely looking forward to being part of their celebration. So when I got there, like it was easier on me because I was like, at least I'm surrounded by like not to be cheesy, but like surrounded by love. Like I love this couple. They were so amazing. And they found out after, because I posted about it on Instagram. They found out about Toby when I posted, and they were like, oh my God, Em, we had no idea that you were going through that day. Like, thank you so much for, not showing up. Like, thank you for still being there for us. And I was like, listen, no matter what happens, like I'm not going to leave you without music. And like, it was like comforting to be there actually, but it was hard. There were some moments I got emotional, but
yeah, we played that night, and we were like, I don't know, like second or third of this kind of like weekend outdoor thing, and so we played at like 7 or something like that. But then the band that was headlining that night, they came to me and they were like, our guitar player tested positive for COVID. He can't make it.
Oh shit.
Will you just hang out and you can watch our hands, and if you do anything, it'll be good. And like knowing that it was gonna take me from 7 to like midnight or later, I was like, why not? Why not? Because that's more time that I'm not gonna be sad. And so it actually ended up being a blessing in disguise. But then I went home and just bawled my freaking eyes out.
Yeah, as soon as I got home and the harp was inside, I just lost it. I was like, oh, back to this. Yeah.
All right, let's get to a few of these questions. We can get to a couple. Noid asks, favorite song you've ever played for a wedding?
Ooh, that's a good one. I love playing Let's Get Married by Jagged Edge. It's so good. It's such a good recessional song. I've also played the theme from Star Trek, which is fun.
Awesome.
Played Walk Like an Egyptian. And these are all like ceremony songs.
Yeah, that's great.
What else? Those are top 3. Also anything by any Zelda music that people pick for their ceremony. It's so cool. I love that.
Amazing.
I just know the 8-bit song.
Sorry. This isn't wedding related, but I have played a lot of funerals, not to brag. The most requested song, like the song I've played at more funerals than any other, Freebird.
That makes
really?
sense. It makes sense to me.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But
I play that on harp just because so many people have like jokingly requested it. Like, play some Freebird. I'm like, all right, I might as well now.
Yeah.
I have a cover band where if someone yells Freebird, we just play Smooth.
Santana?
Yeah, every time.
I've seen
Rob Thomas and Matchbox.
Oh my God, this song.
I think I saw
Grammy nominated.
I think I saw
multi-platinum Grammy nominated.
I think I saw the first time you guys did that.
Were you in Grand Marais?
No.
I love that.
It was you and Nick Costa.
That is not the first time I've done that.
No. They knew it well. So this is an interesting question because I have this question as well. What happens if there's a big problem at a gig? Do you bring a backup harp with you?
So I don't, because really the worst thing that can happen is a string breaks, which it just happened last weekend. And I just have a whole set of strings on me at all times, so I just quick change it. I mean, a pedal rod could break too, but what were you saying?
What is the process of tuning? I've never been up close to one. What's the process of tuning a harp?
So it's actually not as bad as you might think. I tune it before I leave the house, and then when I get to the gig, it generally is in tune unless like the temperature changed completely, unless it's like a really humid venue or something. But generally it stays in tune from that time, the car ride to the venue. But when I get there, I plug in my little tuner, I tune up. It takes me like 5 minutes to
How
tune.
many pickups are on your harp?
There's 4.
Yeah, there's 4, and the harp is split into 3 different sections with an extra pickup to do like the general the soundboard pickup.
So there's one piezo pickup in the soundboard of the harp that picks up the full range, which is what we usually use for the demos. And then there's 3 additional outputs. Each one, I forgot what the pickup is called, but it divides the strings into 3 parts: the highs, the mids, and the lows. And the strings go directly into the pickup, and it sounds a little more electric.
Okay.
Is that a
Seymour Duncan?
Then...
Who makes harp pickups? I'm so curious.
There's some, I guess. Well, hers.
I mean,
is
mine have always been factory installed, only because I tried to install a pickup myself in my other old harp.
They never sound as good.
No, it sounded like trash. It was horrible.
Okay.
Yeah,
it was
so much mud and is bad.
The harp manufacturer then makes their own pickups, or are they?
Some of them do, yeah.
Yeah,
like
I mean, Dusty Strings. Yeah, this lever harp that I have here is a Dusty Strings model. They make their own pickups that you can purchase and install yourself, but I don't trust me, so I just get it factory installed. Yeah.
Cool.
This is a great question. Matthew wants to know: have you been a harpist in a garage band, and is there a size harp that you would recommend?
Wait, what was the first part of that question?
Have you been a harpist in a garage band? In a rock band.
Okay, yeah, sorry. I'm like, what's the question? Sorry. I mean,
beyond the one that we just did.
Yeah, beyond the single that we just have. I've never played with a band before.
And she plays on a record that I have coming out sometime soon that we've been working on forever.
Record. Plug it. What's your project?
So the project's called Lasting Moment. That's the group name. We just put out the first song from the record. The record's been done. It's been sitting since June. We just haven't. It's just been on the back burner for a while.
COVID.
So M plays on like 5 of the songs, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's like my favorite thing to do. I love mixing harp with band stuff. It's so cool. Wait, second part of the question was beginner harp.
What size of harp?
So we can actually let's leave that in with another question. The question that they had is there a size harp that you recommend? And then another question was, is there a first actor squire kind of harp that I can try? You know, like starter harps. We kind of touched on that a little bit, but
yeah. So I mean, you have a harpsicle model, which I have. We have a video about
video
that.
on
It's a small portable harp. You can kind of like, it's kind of like a beater harp. Like it's not as delicate as the other harps.
Yeah. And they can come with pickups installed. I think they're probably around like the $500 to $1,000 range, $1,200, something like that.
So that's a good one to just like, if you are interested in harps, that's not too much of a financial investment. Then the next step up would be just a standard lever harp,
which is like this here.
Yeah, you can get them a little smaller too, but I highly recommend Dusty Strings models harps because they're just such high quality, like, and they can have pickups installed in them, or you can get them without it. But all their models are so good and high quality. Mm-hmm. And I generally people start taking lessons on lever harps, and then they move to pedal harps when they get more advanced.
Which is the big blue one.
Which is my big blue guy, yeah. And I started on pedal harp when I was 13, and I had been studying at that time, I guess, for like 5 years or so. So pedal harp is a step up, but any kind of lever harp is a good place to start.
And there's also the option like to rent because they're so expensive.
Yeah.
I know when I started,
I rented a harp from, it's called the harpconnection.com, and they offer really, really cool rental programs. You can like, I think it's only a couple hundred, and they just like ship the harp right to you. You can try it out, and then if you do like it, all your payments go towards the balance of the harp. So it's like a really cool program. That's what I did personally. Because it's scary like starting off.
I know.
I want a pre-war Martin rental program.
I want to try a burst before I buy.
All right, we're just gonna. I think we're just gonna take one more. Oh well, so Matthew Starr, who apparently, looking through these other kind of
has to be a harp player.
He is a harp player. He wanted to know if you recommend a size harp.
I mean, it's hard to say like
the biggest you can find.
Get a big one.
Yeah. Just get the biggest harp that you can ever get. Yeah. I mean,
this is 34 strings.
34 strings, I would say, is a pretty good place to start. This one is cool because it has legs that fold out of the harp, so you can adjust the size of it, like the height.
If you stand when you play.
Yeah, you can stand while you play, which I think is really cool.
There's also, if you're talking about a larger size pedal harp, 44 strings is pretty good because they make them bigger, but
I had 47 strings at one time, but I wasn't using them all.
Yeah, because sometimes the price difference between like 44 and 47 strings is like a couple grand. And
I mean, you can get a giant gold harp for like $50K, but like who needs that, you know?
Yeah,
I do. Yeah, I do.
I do.
Yeah. There was only one time where we had to go that low for a song, and we just tuned the lowest string down for like a,
I'm not missing the 3 extra strings.
Yeah.
Octave pedal. No problem.
I'm gonna leave this last question because I have absolutely no idea what it's about.
Nope.
So hopefully you guys do.
This could, yeah.
Does Emily like Dorothy Ashby?
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
Who the heck is that?
She's an amazing harpist. Yeah.
Just some friend.
You guys gotta check her out.
Weren't you saying that? So you and I, when we were discussing harp once, I said no dudes play harp. And you had told me that there is actually a kind of like world-renowned dude who plays harp.
Yeah, Edmar. So
is Park Stickney.
Yeah, Park Stickney. There's so many. Edmar Castaneda.
Those are both amazing harpist names, by the way.
Right? I know Park Stickney is so good. I love him. But actually, yeah, so Edmar was the reason I actually started playing harp. That's the first harpist I ever saw. And he was playing at a restaurant that I was at, and it was a Mexican food restaurant in East Islip, and he just so happened to be there. It was, yeah, and like I did not expect it, and I saw him play, and I just was like fell in love with the instrument. So he was actually the first harpist I saw. So I never really thought that it was like a woman's instrument. Oh, one time I got to gig story, really quick. That reminded me when I went to a gig. I brought my harp in, and I went back to the car to get my other stuff, my bench and my stand, and I came back to the harp. And there was a guy sitting at my harp, one of the groomsmen for the wedding. And he was like, he had the harp lean back and he was like, haha, guys, look at me. Like, I play the harp, like making, like as if it was like a girly thing. I'm like, sir, do you know how long I've been like, do you want to perform? Like, do you want to do the wedding? Like, because by all means, you can do it if you want to. Like, he was pretending that the harp was like a girly thing, and I was like, dude, what the what? Like, can you get up?
Yeah.
Why don't you carry this around the city for a while and then tell me?
Yeah, right. Why don't you push this 10 blocks around Manhattan? It was horrible. That was bad.
I have so much more that I want to talk to you guys about, and we never did this studio tour.
Oh wait, let's do it real quick.
No, it's all messy in here.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Okay. We'll do it. We'll do it when we have. We'll do it when we have an agreement on whether or not it's appropriate.
When the bed is made.
It's on the channel. We have a studio tour.
I mean, we can just turn the camera around, but there's garbage.
I mean, if the piss bucket's full, we can't have that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Thank you guys. I know.
For real.
I know how absolutely busy you two are, and so I really appreciate you guys taking some time out to spend some time with us.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this was so much fun. Yeah, thank you guys for having us. This was a blast. Honestly, it flew by. Is it already?
It felt like 10 minutes.
Yeah, it felt like 10 minutes.
It's 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
9 o'clock.
I could talk about harp stuff all day. So it zooms by.
We'll do a part 2.
We will do a part 2. I think I think this one actually calls for a part 2 because I have so much more that I want to talk about. I feel like I have a lot of questions about what you do that are questions that I feel like I should be afraid to ask. And
wait, like what?
I mean, just questions like, how do you tune a harp?
Yep.
You know, I mean, like, so I think it would be fun to have you on again and to talk some real nerdy stuff. Hey, is there a naked boy behind me?
You can set the harp up.
Oh, you're wearing a robe. Okay.
Good.
So
looks like we're shutting down the channel.
Bye.
Bye, buddy.
All right. Hey, guys, thank you again so much. This was really awesome.
Super awesome. Great to meet you both.
And if we can get you back, in 2022, I will hound you.
Yep.
It would be an honor, honestly. Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Russ.
Very cool.
Emily.
We'll see you.
Sweet.
Just some absolute delights.
I knew they were gonna be.
Oh well, of course.
I knew it.
Yeah.
So, if for whatever reason you're watching this and you don't know anything about who we just interviewed, you can find, if you search for Emily Hopkins on YouTube, you will find her.
You're in for a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. Just one of the best, and most entertaining and wholesomely. Even when there's swearing happen, it's just a great channel, and I have been fortunate to be friends with Emily and Russ a little bit, so it's good to have him here. Just a quick reminder of what we have coming up next week.
Mm-hmm.
Next week is Richard Fortas of the band Guns N' Roses, and
also played for Rihanna.
He did play for Rihanna.
Mm-hmm. Yes, this is the content we crave.
Who are you guys?
I don't know how I got
we
here.
are asking ourselves the same question all the time.
Well, this is Ryan. I'm Kai. This is Demos in the Dark Live. Ryan does pedal demos, and I say dumb stuff on the talkies.
Yeah.
And this is a pug.
This is a pug. Noid. Well, hey, welcome to all of you guys. I'm glad you're here.
Yeah.
Thanks for showing up.
And if you came late, these are posted, I think, pretty immediately after the show. So you can go back and watch the whole thing. We've got, is this episode 8?
I don't even know. I lost count.
Episode 1000. We got plenty of other ones you can watch. Again, Richard Fortas is on next week.
Richard Fortas from the band Guns N' Roses.
Yep, and also Rihanna.
And just a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
He is a seasoned session player.
Mm-hmm. And a signature Falcon coming out.
2.
Woo!
We're gonna discuss
one for each of us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then in December we have Mr. David Torn coming in, and then we're gonna take a break for the holiday season. And then I Have been talking with Colleen Fazio.
Woo!
So we're gonna have Colleen Fazio
Yep.
on, and that'll be good.
Yep.
I mean, we're talking about Colleen Fazio coming on.
Yeah.
She just hasn't quite nailed down the date yet.
Let's see. We're talking about Colleen Fazio. We're talking about John Mayer. We're talking about Josh Scott.
Yeah.
We're talking about.
I haven't talked to any of those people.
No, I haven't either.
But we'll get to it.
Yep.
So, anyway, thank you guys.
Appreciate you
for your time.